Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com, and boy do I have some inspiration for you today. I recently picked up some brand new organizational items from IKEA and I can't wait to show them to you. It inspired me to also share with you some of the best organization finds that I love and use in my own home. This video is packed full of amazing organization ideas for your kitchen, office, craft room, and even the outside of your home too. Now let me show you some of those brand new finds first. One great tip that I have for you is never pass up the as-is section at IKEA. I found these awesome drawer knobs that were on clearance for only $1.75 for a set of two. I want to show you a quick and easy way to make your own little rack and hanging station using some scrap wood. This is a 1x4 cut down to 24 inches long. I'm marking at about every 4 3/4 inches. And then I'm going to come in with a drill some really simple holes in this. And then we're going to use those holes to add our drawer knobs to and turn them into hanging space. The absolute best part of being able to DIY your own home decor and organization is having the opportunity to customize it to match your home and your style. So for this one, I'm just giving mine a couple coats of this tan mushroom color spray paint. Love this, a very popular color right now. I'll link the spray paint down below for you. And along with as much as I possibly can from this video, to make it easier for you to find if you want to recreate anything or use it for your organization in your home. But this is such an awesome thing because you're able to paint this or stain this to match your home. Now on the back side of this piece, I just hammered in some sawtooth picture hangers, easy peasy. And then we can finally add those pretty knobs onto the front of this piece of wood. Same exact process of actually what you would do to add this to a drawer, like a drawer pull. And the cool thing is you can also spray paint these knobs too. So if you didn't like that white kind of porcelain color, you could take some spray paint to them and change the look of those too. I love how versatile this piece is. That helps you get organized either in your entryway, so you can add your coats and scarves and things like that to it. You could put this in your bathroom and use it for towels. You could put this in your bedroom to hang jewelry. So many different ideas and such a great price using some scrap wood and those clearance knobs from IKEA. This idea is gonna blow your mind. I found these toilet paper roll holders for only $1 each in the as-is section, and I'm sure you're thinking, what in the world? Well, I have a totally different idea for these, so I picked up two of them at $1 each. I mean, such a great price, and these are so versatile too. So they have a nice little wood piece on top, and of course the roll holder on the inside. We're gonna take the roll and the outside, and we're gonna spray paint these. So if you don't like the black, get that spray paint out again and give this some love. If you like the black, you can also leave it as is too. So I grabbed 4 of my favorite colors of spray paint that I will link down below for you. We're gonna give these a fun kind of rainbow effect because they are gonna be going in my craft room. One of the awesome things about spray paint is that it dries really quickly, especially on these warm summer days. So I absolutely love that. I also love that you can kind of create really fun effects by just layering them and then continuing to play with them until you're happy with the result. So I did 2 coats layering this until I got a fun kind of rainbow effect for my craft room. So here's what they look like after they've dried. And then we're just going to attach them to the wall. 2 simple little screws in the wall, tighten those up, hang those metal bins from them, and then add the lids right on top. So now we've created a little space that you can hang string from, jute from, twine, ribbon, all that kind of stuff, and you can easily pull it down from the bottom to dispense it. And we have also created a cute little shelf for our space so we can use it to display things or add more supplies to. So you can never have enough storage and organization in your crafting space. So I added my cute little VW bus with pens in it and another coffee mug with some markers. And of course, we're gonna need some scissors over there so we can easily grab those to cut off our string and twine when we need it. So of course, this is in my craft room, but take this idea and run with it. This would be great in an office, great in maybe even a kitchen, adds a little bit more storage and vertical space, and conceals some of those items that may not be cute just sitting out. So this was not in the as is section, but it was on clearance, or they lowered the price down to $4.99. It is a mobile phone holder. So again, I grabbed out my spray paint for this one. If you like the bamboo natural look, you can leave it as is, obviously. But have you ever thought to customize your own pieces so they match your decor? Well, you can do that with spray paint. So again, I'm using those same 4 colors of spray paint that I did in the last project, so it all matches, and it's all gonna come together to decorate up my craft room. I love this idea because I like to watch YouTube videos on my phone when I'm crafting, or if I have an idea that I'm trying to replicate, then I can set my phone up and be able to kind of have that inspiration piece up there. You can use this for your iPads. You could even use this for a book or a Kindle or something like that. Great for an office. Use it in your kitchen for cookbooks. So many ideas with this one, but grab out some paint and give it that custom look with a little bit of spray paint. So I cannot recommend this next organization item more. They are amazing. They're just clear bins with lids on them. Pretty simple, right? We love those. Except this one has wheels on it, and not just wheels, but it also has wheels that are changeable. So you can actually flip those wheels, and instead of rolling front to back, it'll roll side to side, depending on where you're going to be using it and what you're going to be storing in it. So I love this. We actually got a couple of these for our daughter when she went off to college last year for her dorm room. So they would slide back and forth underneath her lofted bed. And then we actually have another daughter going off to college this fall again. So we grabbed a couple more of these for her to go underneath her dorm room bed too. So this one I didn't actually buy, but I had to show it to you because I thought it was an amazing organization thing that is new. So it's like a gridded metal panel that you put on the wall, and it comes with all the accessories. So the little shelf, the little bucket on there, all the hooks, and it's at a great price point at only $14.99. These are my absolute favorite shelves from IKEA. They're the brimless shelves. They're a little bit compact, but they're still deep enough. Great price at only $129 since it has the 2 drawers at the bottom. These look great stacked next to each other, especially in a small space. This wall right here is only 7 foot long, and I was able to fit 3 of these bookcases along it, have a little space on the right side for additional vertical storage, and a trash can over on the left side. So you'll probably recognize this from my crafting space, and look how much fits on this, even my Cricut machine. So I have all kinds of storage and things that I use all the time at the ready that I can grab, and I just love those bookcases. And as you'll see at the top of those bookcases, I have these plastic bins. Absolutely love those too. They come in several different sizes. This is the bigger size, so I have those on the bottom, and then 2 smaller size bins that stack on top. They come with lids and they hold a ton. I also added some vinyl decals onto the front of this to make them even more organized. You can see, even though I have a very small space, I actually have a ton of storage along this one wall. Now I have a whole space full of IKEA, including that desk or workspace in the front there. And that's actually an IKEA kitchen island. So this is a little bit pricey, $399.99, but let me tell you, worth its weight in gold. It has storage on the front. It has space in the back so you can sit and work at it. It's counter height, and it's got a huge work surface, which has the butcher block. So it's just been invaluable for me when it comes to working and crafting in this space. You can see us putting it together here. It does take a couple people to put it together. It's pretty heavy. And recently I even added wheels to the bottom of this so I can move it around too. You can see all that storage on the front. And I love the space so much. My parents had recently moved and my mom had this beautiful, huge sunroom. And I decided I was going to gift her a craft room of her dreams. So together we came up with a plan and used a lot of the same items I did in my craft space, but she has a lot larger of a space. So you can see these are those same IKEA brimless cabinets with the drawers on the bottom that we were able to fit 5 of those in there for her. Again, the same work table in the center of her room, added wheels onto that as well. So you can see we took this space from plain to totally organized and tons of storage for all of her crafting. I have to thank her so much. She has definitely passed on the creative trait down to me. So it was fun to be able to gift her a space where she could get creative too. And you'll see on that back wall, I even added some IKEA organization items to that, including these baskets and lots of these magazine file holders, which were also on clearance. Love that, a pack of 2 for under $5. Really pretty color. So we went through and just stockpiled these shelves with tons of organization. I also grabbed some of these organizers for the drawers so she could keep smaller things organized in there. And then obviously just got to work creating a organized space for her and all of her craft supplies. All right, where are my devoted DIYers? If you're still watching, hit that thumbs up button. Another thing we did different in her space was actually use that kitchen island workspace as her Cricut command center. So her Cricut went here, and then she had tons of bins to be able to add her vinyl cutting tools and all the supplies she would need for using her Cricut machine. So here's some smaller, quick, easy ideas for organization using IKEA items, including these 3-pack of cork trivets. You can actually add string to the back of these and a fabric pocket on the front, which creates some vertical space for you to be able to add post-it notes, pens, pencils, or use them for decor with photos and greenery. This wall rack is another great way to organize all of your files in your office, or it would be also great in a kid's room for things like their books or coloring books. So keep that in mind the next time you head to IKEA. I absolutely love these clear acrylic shelves too. They're more like picture ledges, but if you have a smaller space, these are great because they don't have a lot of visual weight. So they're not going to bog down or look like they weigh down your wall at all. And they still hold a lot, super pretty and affordable. You'll find these drawer organizers over in the kitchen section. Don't pass them up. You don't necessarily have to use them just for the kitchen. You can also put these in your desk drawers. You could put these in your clothing drawers. So many different uses for these. They have smaller ones that would be great for bathroom drawers too. This is an invaluable organization system that I created using the Nordly system from IKEA. Obviously, I put several of these together side by side, stacked them, and created a countertop and organization space for my office. These drawers are pretty big, and actually you'll see here I have even a whole Cricut machine and supplies in there, and I have the smaller drawers for smaller items like adhesives and ribbons and twines, and there's just so much storage in this thing. So if you stack them together, you're really going to get a nice organized space, but with a sleek, nice, clean look once all those drawers are closed. And to pair with this system, I also want to recommend the Eckbakken countertops. They look really nice. They kind of have that marble effect, but they're really, really affordable at $100 for a pretty good long length of these. So affordable, but nice looking countertops that are not going to break the bank. I put those on top of the Nordly to make it one nice big system. Now I'm sure you saw on top of this countertop tons of more IKEA organization items. So let's start with this wood box with all these awesome wood drawers in it. Another fun thing that you could customize with spray paint or regular paint and really give it some style. But I love these drawers. They are pretty big and they are big enough to hold all kinds of different things from craft supplies, makeup, bathroom things, put it in your kitchen. So many different uses for that. I also love this bar system. Great price, $4.99 to get you started, and then you can buy the accessories for it. It's only $1.29 for the baskets and only 99 cents for a pack of 5 of the hooks that go on here, and you can just run wild with all the ideas and organization you can use with these bars. You can see I put 4 of those baskets on mine. I love these two because you're able to actually pop those off the bar easily. They just pop on and pop right back off by lifting them, and then you can take whatever you have in those bins to another workspace or surface to work with, and then easily just return it right back to the bar, and it's nice and organized. Now, even moving up onto these shelves and this built-in shelf that I created between the cabinets, these baskets are from IKEA, but I don't think they have them anymore, but they do always have awesome baskets. And I really like these because it holds ugly things, but makes it look nice in the front when it's put up and away. I also really love these carafe glasses. They have a really pretty cork top in them. They're clear so you can see what's in them. So I've got some wood items in here. You can stack them behind each other because they're not too big. Fun item to have in your crafting space or obviously your kitchen too. So open up these doors, yep, even more IKEA storage. And these are super affordable clear plastic bins that have the little handles on the front so you can slide them side to side or out of the cabinet easily. And then at the top of that cabinet, I even have some IKEA metal buckets. I think they have different colors now. I'm not sure that they actually have these specifically, but they're also from one of those rail systems. And then we're gonna move over to the other side of my office. These are not IKEA cabinets, but you could do this with like pack system items. But you see whenever I open up those cabinets, I do have tons of IKEA storage, more of those plastic bins. I love these things. They're thick. You can clean them easy. You can even use a dry erase marker and write on the front of them and erase them as you change out the different items that you keep in there. So you can see tons of items in those buckets, 2 different sizes, the bigger ones on the bottom and then 3 across with the smaller ones at the top. We are going to get creative with these bamboo plate holders. You don't necessarily have to use them for plates. They're great for other items too. And you can see I have some in this cabinet for things like scrapbook paper, stickers, things like that. Instead of stacking them one on top of each other, I'm able to easily grab one thing out and return it to its place. One of my favorite hacks is using these plastic bag dispensers, only $3.99. So many uses for these, but I actually have one in one of those cabinets for holding my greenery and my faux flowers for my crafting. So the stems just stick right into those holes and it's easy to be able to pull it out of the cabinet, grab the flowers that I need and replace it. These are also super great for holding your rolls of vinyl. So I mentioned the pack system earlier. We absolutely love them. We have a couple of them in our house. And in this case, I want to show you a hack using not the actual PAX frames, but the doors. We love the look of the doors and we were needing a pantry in our kitchen, but we had a very tight, narrow space to put one. So what we had to do is we actually had to purchase some 1x8 common boards and create our own frame so it would fit within the space, but then we were able to use those IKEA doors on the front of this so it would have a really beautiful finished look. So you can see here's our frame and then we added the doors. You'll see us setting it up and then we added tons of shelving to the inside of this to give us tons of room for our pantry space. So this is a great example of how you can take a space that is so tiny and still add a ton of storage and organization to it just by creating our own box frame shelves and adding some doors to it. You can see here in just a second, I'll show you the organization inside this cabinet that we were able to create. I also love that the IKEA hinges are soft close. A nice little addition there. So these little cereal box, I call them cereal holders, says dry food storage, are from IKEA. We got a bunch of these and put them side by side. We actually put pasta in these too, so another idea for those. And then another item that we got from IKEA are some of these glass mason jar style with a lid and the gasket, nice airtight jars that we lined up underneath there. So we put all of our baking supplies in there, flour, sugar, oatmeal, that kind of thing. And loved this. Also organized it with some labels and things later on, but you can see we added some baskets in there. And this has been just life-changing when you don't have any kind of pantry or food storage in your 100-year-old kitchen and you're able to add it. It just has been so helpful and useful for our family. So since this video, things have changed a little bit. We actually renovated this whole kitchen, but the one thing we did keep was that pantry. But we did add this pantry over here, just a smaller one, and you can see it kind of got out of control. So back to IKEA to get some more organization items, including these baskets, which you saw in my mom's craft room earlier. So I got a couple of those for odds and ends items. And then we also purchased some of these awesome glass containers from IKEA with the bamboo lids. I love these things. We even use these for leftovers and stuff like that. But in this case, I actually got them to store other things like fruits or dried fruits, nuts, our tea bags and stuff like that. So you can see in there, but you don't necessarily, have to pull it out and get out what you need if you don't need it, because you can see in there. So we also got some of these taller mason jar style glass containers, and I love these. I found these labels on Amazon. I'll link them down below for you. I added them to this space, some open shelving in our kitchen since our renovation, and these glass containers. So we're going to continue that around throughout the kitchen. So adding some pasta to these jars, and we're going to add those labels on there, as well as the other glass containers to keep things organized. So I always love a good before and after, and wow, did it go from crazy to, oh, this isn't so bad. And it's definitely thanks to all of that IKEA organization and those labels. These plastic containers are so good, and I love the different sizes that they have. They also have lids on the top to keep whatever's in there dust free. These are actually over in the bathroom section, but I decided to grab these for our kitchen. This is our crazy junk drawer. We need these things. My husband uses the glasses cleaner all the time. We got batteries, hammer, furniture mover. For whatever reason, we have our chip clips in there, tapes and all that kind of stuff. So with the help of those plastic IKEA containers, we got things under control, and life is so much better when your junk drawer is organized. All right, so back to the PACS system. So our 100-year-old home did not have a coat closet. Surprise, surprise, very limited on storage in this house. So we've had to create it. So we used a PACS system behind the front door, was able to fit it in there. So with this PACS system, I love that you can customize them. So we were able to add 3 of these IKEA roll-out baskets and a shelf over the top of them for coats. Obviously, we needed a rack at the top, and I also added a shelf above that to create even more storage. And you can see here the little rails that then house your hangers. And that's what I love about IKEA. I'll show you that in just a second. But at the top, we were able to create some space for some baskets. So these have been great for mittens, hats, gloves, things like that. Then, as you can see, I headed back to IKEA and grabbed some of their wood hangers. Since these are going to be like heavier coats and jackets that are going to be going into this closet, I wanted some heavier duty hangers. So love the IKEA ones. And you can see these actually hang I don't know, flat in there versus side to side like you normally would in a closet, because literally we could not fit hangers in this space the regular way. We had to do it this way because we just didn't have enough square inches, literally not feet, square inches in this tiny space behind our door. But this worked out great. Love IKEA for having solutions like this. Love the baskets for shoes. The shelf came in handy for my son's trumpet. And you can see like just a little bit of space behind our front door then became such a useful space that we so desperately needed. So I told you we're going to get organized outside, and we're going to do that with starting with this little bucket handle thing here. And we're going to use it to organize all of our outdoor gardening tools. So I actually bought new tools to go in this just so I would have everything fresh, new, clean, organized. I knew I was going to have everything for this gardening season, and I have loved it. It's so handy to be able to grab it, take it where I need it in the garden, use it, and then put it back in my planting station. So love these bins for outside too. They come in 2 different sizes and have this really cool lid on the front. So I was able to take this to our back porch, which is super tiny and compact, but I was able to fit a console table back there. And I've used this for years out there. It's a covered porch, so it stays pretty dry. And I was able to kind of slide these 4 IKEA bins onto the shelves. And it created a space for me to keep things like birdseed, fertilizers and gardening sprays and dog toys and kid toys. It really did create a ton of space. Now, these are not watertight, so you wouldn't want to put these where they're going to get rained on, but inside of a garage or on a porch or a patio like this, perfect. So easy to pull those lids up, grab what you need, put it back, and good to go. I also love that the lids have this little space on the front, so you can actually take a Sharpie marker and just write on there what's inside each one of the bins. Very, very handy, and it creates even more organization. These carts from IKEA are so useful in a ton of different ways. I've used these in my craft room before, but we actually got one to use outside this year. So it's become a very handy little drink cart for our celebrations, or if we're all just hanging out in the back patio, and it just kind of creates a nice space for that. But we've also used it by our barbecue grill, and IKEA had a nice little setup here, so I thought I would show it to you. It's actually tucked right in here. It's on wheels, so you pull it out. And we've used ours to put all of our barbecue items on, condiments on for making hot dogs and hamburgers. So keep that in mind the next time you go to IKEA. Those carts are so useful. If you could do me a favor and click one of those thumbnails that are popping up on your screen, you can head over there and find even more affordable inspiration and organization tips and tricks that you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.